Dear reader, this is our final translation for the class Translation English to Spanish with Teacher Beltran. My name is Adrian and my teammate Christian. We are students at the State University in Morelos, UAM. We are part of the Faculty Institute of Science in Education. We are studying the degree in English teaching. In the following text, we are going to talk about football and the important things that you need to know to become a good player. There's an explanation of the soccer methods in training. They are the understanding of methods in soccer, the kind of formats that you need to realize before entering a game, and what kind of mobility and flexibility you will need to realize during a soccer game. Because it depends on the strategy of the other team, if they are defending or if they are attacking, and that's how you will make your strategy.
Also, there are some tips on how to learn new techniques during the training of the week, so you can get fit, and this will give you the advantage when it comes to running, because you will save some energy due it to your training and your strategy. During the week, you also will be able to practice your strength to constant running, and this will help your shots have more strength and collocation. And the last point is going to be about is the plyometry training, that is a form of exercise that utilizes the body stretch, reflex, and eccentric muscle contractions to enhance speed and power.
We want to translate this important book because we think this can help our young players develop new techniques. As we know, soccer is one of the most popular games in the world, and there's a lot of high skilled players around it. And if we as Mexicans want to someday win the World Cup, we need to be like them. So what a better way to start by practicing the techniques in this book with our youngest players so during the years they can master the techniques and someday we can win an important cup.
This translation is done by two students that love watching and playing soccer, and this will also help them develop their soccer skills. Before translating this book, we didn't know a lot of these strategies. Maybe that's the reason a lot of our friends got injured during games. But knowing the strategies, I don't think those injuries will happen again.
Some words that we found difficult during our translation was the ones method of training and methods of coaching. These two words are they have the same meaning on Spanish. So here for the second one of method of coaching, we have to make an adaptation. So we have to put another words that we try to they to mean the same thing. Another word that we found difficult was aerobic because it's not what the literal meaning says. We had to make another adaptation to give a sense to the context and don't lose the sense of the text. And the last word that we found difficult was sprint because we didn't find a word the a translation for this word. So it's something like running. So we make another adaptation for this word. Now we're going to talk about the problems that we found during our translation.
At the beginning of this translation, everything was going fine because it was a general text of soccer. But when we started going deeper in the translation, it started to get harder because it used a complex words that we hadn't seen before. So this complicated the translation. The hardest part of the translation was the part of understanding of the soccer methods because it had a lot of terms that meant the same thing in Spanish. So here's so put and practice what we learned during the class, where we had to make an adaptation due to the context of the text. Other part that we found difficult was the part of drills during the soccer training because it mentions a lot of drills that we didn't know about.
Okay, now I'm going to talk about how we solve these problems. Well, our solution was to use a dictionary for the words that we didn't know. Another point that we used was we found a lot of words that were difficult, but we managed to translate them all. Another thing that we did was asking some teammates if they knew the meaning of a specific word. That really helped us because it was better than the dictionary. And the last thing that we did was to use a translator on internet and some of them in our mobile phones. In our conclusion, as we move along in this project, we noticed a lot of things that surprised us. we got confused with a few words that we never had seen before. We tried to understand them by their context for a better meaning about what it tried to say because we didn't want to get our readers confused about what is soccer training is. In this final project, we wanted to let our audience a better idea and trying to help them by giving them what they need to do to become a very good soccer player. The general idea in our project was giving some help, including to improve our skills to understand the real meaning of a football game and what it comes along with it.